Hello, beautiful people. We are live here, over there in TikTok, over here on YouTube. It's been so long since I have done an impromptu, just popping in here and having a live with you. I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about a topic that I personally help a lot of my clients with when it comes to dating and relationships, when it comes to their evolution of their desire being that they want to attract a high quality man. They want to attract the type of man that treats them like a queen, that makes them feel like the gem that they are, and they want the commitment, they want to have the relationship of their dreams. But there is sort of like a few categories that we don't realize that a lot of men will put us in, and they will start treating us based on the category that we've been put in. And if we are not aware of that, if we are um, basically continuously acting in the same category that we're in, we kind of get stuck in the same place. So this might sound at some points generalized, and of course it is. It's not that every man will treat you exactly the same way, that every person who is in one category has all the qualities that I'm talking about. It's not the case. It's never that black and white, but it's going to give you some framework. It's going to help you to do some self-evaluation. Because in my own personal journey, I realized that, this was when I started my inner work, when it was when I was fully single. Hello, as you're joining in, say hello. I'm so excited that you're joining. I realized that for the most of my part, until the age of 29, I kind of went blind in the world of dating. I thought that what I could do was to make a man, for example, fall in love with me, to control what was going on the outside in order to get the outcome that I wanted. So a lot of my process was all about outside world, trying to find the right person, trying to manipulate the person to liking me, loving me, wanting to be with me. But what I didn't realize, what I didn't take into consideration was that um, it was me who was the common denominator in every single relationship that I was in. That when I am who I am, when I am the same person that since the age of 16, when I started dating, to the age of 29, I am constantly getting the same sort of results with different men, whether they are emotionally unavailable, whether they don't want a relationship that is long term, whether they don't treat me the way I love to be treated. Is it that all of these men are just, I'm out of luck and I'm just finding the wrong people? Or is it possible that I am, since I'm the common denominator, is that I am bringing to me, I'm calling in these type of men, this type of behavior, and I'm pushing away what I actually want, what I actually desire to have. And when we actually begin to look at our dating life this way, when we don't find ourselves being the victims of our situations, but to take our power back and see that the only person in the world that I have any control over is myself. The only person that I will ever be able to think for them is myself, and to decide for them is myself. Then I go from a person who is always at the mercy of other people to now being somebody that actually can make a difference and a change in my life. So I'm always the one who text them. I don't want to do that. How can I get my power back? This is going to be really helpful to you if you listen fully. And my invitation for you is to start asking about you as opposed to him. And you did that. You're like, well, how do I get my power back? That's a great thing. But what I want you to see, start to see, is that based on the categories that I'm listing out, is that where am I fitting and where is the next step that I need to work on? Okay. So The 5 categories that I'm going to be talking about is going to show you that what are you a point of attraction to, what kind of men you attract, and how you push away the type of guys that you actually want based on where you are. Okay? So, the first category, and we're starting from the very bottom to the top. Okay. So, the very first category that, and I was, by the way, in all of them. So, please know that there is zero shame. There is no making anybody feel wrong, bad, or anything like that. That's never my intention. My intention is to help you. My intention is for your empowerment here. And when we are no longer tiptoeing and we just call it for what it is, then we have a chance to actually grow into the person that we want to be. And also catch yourself when you feel triggered. Catch yourself when you feel like this is too much and it feels like you're not going to be able to hold it. You can hold it. You're a grown woman. You are a woman that is ready for love, to have the relationship of her dreams. So in order for that to happen, we have to hold up the mirror, call it for what it is, and start our inner work. Okay, awesome. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you, thank you. So, the first category that I personally was in, and a lot of women that first come to my work are that men put them in, is unfortunately the desperate girl. Who is the desperate girl? The desperate girl is the girl that has no sense of self. She has no sense of self worth, and she looks at a man, she looks at a guy to give her the love, the validation, the commitment, the everything that she wants. She coming to that relationship with her hands like, give me love, give me attention, show me that you love me, show me that you care for me, show me that I'm good enough, show me that I am looking at you, that you would bust all my beliefs about myself that I believe about myself, and you would give me the validation that would put me at ease. So, how does this girl show up? She is the mega chaser. She is the one that is looking for all the ways for a man to like her, for a man to choose her, for a man to pick her. So, as a result of that, she, of course, has no boundaries whatsoever. She says yes to everything and anything. She is also very anxious. She's very turmoil in that sense. So she might be saying, yes to everything. And she, at one moment, she might be super, super accommodating and sweet. And then if she's not getting what she wants in return, she could do a pendulum swing and she could be very volatile. She could come off as throwing all the words to him that you don't love me, you don't care about me. If you really love me, you would do this for me. And as much as I don't like to um, call women out, but if any of you has ever watched Desperate, well, not that desperate, Desperate is the Desperate, but if you watched Love is Blind, the latest season, you would see that that would show it in Chelsea quite a bit, that she is, 1 second she's coming at him and telling him that in all the ways that he's not giving, you're not kissing me, you're not hugging me, you're not making me feel good, you like that, you like her because she looks better than me. And once that is, once it's like, yeah, okay, well, he's starting to pull away, it's like, wow, you're so clingy, you're so needy. Then she does, but we can work through this, but we love each other, right? But you can see your fault in this, right? So I love you so much. Not it's okay, it's gonna be okay, it doesn't matter, all it does. And remember the pod. So she goes right into trying to, now the minute she feels like he's pulling away, now she's working super hard to get him back. Yeah, men do run away from that. High value men, especially, and when I say high value men, please don't get me wrong, the men who value themselves, who value women, that kind of energy, that kind of behavior makes them want to run the other way. because that they can feel the unhealthy dynamics of it. That 1 minute you're all over me, then I'm not doing enough for you, and then I'm pulling away, and now you're even more activated running after me. It feels so chaotic here. It feels like you don't even know what you want. If you don't know what you want, how can I ever give you what you want? Does that make sense? So the desperate girl is desperate for attention. She's desperate for love. She will do anything and everything to get that love, whether it is by being super accommodating and sweet and giving everything that he wants to her. And then the minute it feels like he's not going to give her what she wants, then she loses it. She goes into shame and blame and attack and crying hysterically. And then if he pulls away, she starts storm texting him, calling him nonstop, nonstop until she gets some sort of attention from him. That is the definition of the desperate girl. And like I said before, I used to be in that category as well. I used to, when I felt like I wasn't going to be loved, I wasn't going to be chosen, I wasn't going to be given the attention that I desired, then my inner child was super activated, and in order for me to soothe her, because she felt like she's losing all the love in the world, I would do anything and everything to get that attention back. But I love you so much, but nobody's ever going to love you as much as I love you. It's chaotic. And that girl, what she is an attraction point, because we live in a world that is where we're attracting who we are. We are attracting a match to who we are. So the two types of men you're going to encounter. One is that he is going to be a match to that emotional intelligence, that level of emotional intelligence. So you could be attracting a man who's actually really attracted to this behavior. And this man, because she is him himself, is in need of somebody worshiping her like that, giving him all the attention in the world, that whatever it is always about him and her, that you might find someone that is going to respond to it. But are you going to be in a happy relationship with that? No, of course not. That man is not going to make you happy. That man actually enjoys the chaoticness. So being with that person is always going to affirm what you believe about yourself. You're not going to feel loved by that person. You already believe that you're not good enough. You already believe that you're not worthy enough. So you're going to attract a man who's like, perfect. Because I have all these wounds within myself, I need a woman that to need need me, to make me feel like I am the biggest prize in the world, and I can control her. I can be the emotional puppet master here and give her a little bit of attention and make her happy, and then pull away and make her go crazy. And this chaos, this dysfunctional dynamic is going to go on. If all men would run away from that, we wouldn't have dysfunctional relationships, would be. It would all be okay. So I would end up with men sometimes for a long time in the same dynamic, that were just as desperate in themselves, like, oh my god, somebody finally cares so much about me, I want to spend more time with her, or going to this dynamic because it feels good to be so loved, even by this pretty much by craziness that I was giving them. Now, that's okay. That's exactly what happened to me too, Pellin. And this is the work that we need to do. We all have emotional woundings. We all have childhood traumas that we have gone through. But what will this empower us, saying that happened and I have these emotional woundings and now this is the results? Then what? Are we going to do this for the rest of our lives? Of course not. I mean, we could. But if you get to choose differently for yourself, and that's what I did. That's what I did, that I realized that this desperate behavior is only going to give me more of what I don't want. And so I need to change that. Now, the other type of man that you may come across is the good kind of man that will run away from you, that will not entertain this behavior. They will abandon you. They will say that, no, this is enough for me. I cannot do this anymore. So of course, you're going to push them away. Of course, those kind of men are not going to be attracted to you. And there you go again. Now this is reaffirmed You are seeing again that men don't like me no matter what I do, even though I try so hard. They don't like me. They don't want to be with me. I feel abandoned by them. And the kind of guys that I want, that I think they're great, they don't want me back. So both cases, whether you attract somebody that is a match for that desperation energy that you're sending out, is going to put you in a toxic kind of a relationship that is chaotic, that is hard, it's just going to be volatile, or you're going to constantly have men who will ghost you after one date, two dates, and then they block you and they don't want to deal with that at all. Some more emotionally even mature men, they may tell you in a kind way that that's not going to work. They may not ghost you. But if a guy does hardly knows you and sees that right from the beginning, you're so clingy and you're so desperate for an attention for a guy that you hardly ever know, they're like, no, thank you. If I was going to do that with every single person, it would be just too emotionally taxing for me. And men like to preserve their energy. So that's category number one, the desperate girl. The desperate girl is not going to get a happy, healthy relationship. Okay? Now, the second category that a man could put you in is the good time girl. The girl that he can have fun with. The girl that is available all the time. The girl that is, when it comes to her boundaries within herself, she is not very good at it. And there's two things. Again, I've been in this category as well. It is not that she is only doing things that she doesn't want to do, even though she knows that she doesn't want to do them. But the good time girl sometimes even convinces herself that, it's really important for me. The sexual chemistry is super important to me. I really want to be, for me, it's when we're getting close to each other and when we're having fun, this is how love develops. And so she thinks that is a part of the deal that is going to actually get her love. But the unfortunate part of that is not the case either. The good time girl, the guy can have a lot of fun with, whether it is physically, whether it is going on adventures and doing fun things together on the weekends. It's all fun. But when it comes to emotional connection with this person, the guy is not feeling it. And what we don't understand a lot of times as women is that for us women, we actually do feel really bonded to a man when we do become physical with them hormonally. We start producing the hormone oxytocin when we are physically intimate with a man. And that is the same bonding hormone that you produced with a child, when you've given birth, that immediately bonds you, so that you love your child no matter what. It's the same hormone that when we start to become physically intimate with a man, that we start to producing, and we become bonded to that person when he doesn't go through the same thing at all. Why do we think that a lot of men can have one night stand and not that many women can, especially the ones that are connected to their hearts, the ones that are looking for love? Well, because they don't have the same experience. For them, it was just a physical connection, a good time, they had fun, no expectation afterwards. But for a woman is now even more, before having that sexual encounter, now they're feeling even more drawn to him. They feel more like he's such a great guy and want him. So that will kind of bring up maybe a little bit of their desperate energy, because we all have all five of them, by the way, all the five things that I want to say. But then some would lead to the other. There are things that we do that bring about the lower type of energies that we don't want to feel. So when we are in that good time, just wanting to have a good time, just wanting to be to make his life easier for him, that I'm not a high demanding girl, it's easy to be with me, I'm available at any time you want me to be, there are no strings attached, we pretend that we're cool with everything. But what ends up happening is that we get our heart broken, because now he is very confused when you're going back on what you said. Now you want a relationship with him. Now you want him to treat you like a girlfriend, like somebody that is in an exclusive relationship with, when all you have been showing that you're available for is a good time. And you can see that by you not being willing to have share what you actually want, what your expectations are, having a boundary around, especially if you're somebody that, like me, when there is physical encounter, that you do get attached, that you want the person that you are getting physically intimate with to not just be a good time for you. So if you are avoiding having that conversation, if you're not saying no, not until I'm in a relationship, then he is going to assume that that is all what you're looking for as well, just a good time. And the minute that you want more from him, if he hasn't developed an emotional connection to you, then he's going to pull away. Then he's going to say, no, I'm not ready for a relationship. No, that's not what I wanted. I thought that we were on the same page. So the good time girl is always going to get from a man is a good time. That's the level of investment that he's going to give her. So if you're in that category, if you lead with your sexuality, if you lead with trying to be super flirty, and that's what you're, like I said, leading with, don't be surprised that the attraction point that you have is that you're going to be attracting emotional and available men who are very happy to sleep with you, but that's all they're happy. They're just very happy to go to a club with you and dance with you and even go on a trip with you. Even go on a trip with you. But if there has not been within your energy a boundary around that, if there hasn't been this value for yourself that I'm not going to do anything that doesn't make me feel how I want to feel, then that's what we're going to attract. And this type of girl will even attract high value men. You will attract variety of men here. You will attract the men that they really are just players and they just want to play around and they have nothing to give. And you may even come across a high value man who again will probably be happy to sleep with you. But that's the thing with a man of high value who is looking for the one, whether it is hypocritical or not, he is not going to feel that good about a woman who doesn't value herself, who doesn't go for setting some boundaries, saying that you haven't earned me yet. You haven't gotten me to a point that I wanna actually open up that part of my life to you. He's not going to like that. He's not going to feel attracted to that. He's already put you into a fun time girl, not the type of girl that he wants to spend the rest of his life with or pursue a relationship with. So I know it sounds unfair, but that's how he feels. That's what he wants. When he's looking for finding the one for him, he's not going to want to be with a woman that thinks that all I have to offer is a good time and easy time. And the more I make it easier for him, the more he's going to fall in love with me. He doesn't feel that way. And therefore, he is not going to be giving you what you're looking for. That's not going to be giving you the attention that you wanted. So the good time girl is another type of, in the five that I'm saying, falls under getting basically the bare minimum from a man. Now, this third category that I was stuck in for a very long time, was the nice girl. I was the nicest girl that there was. I would do anything and everything for him. I would, from the the university college times to my mid 20s, whatever you want, you can count on me. I'll do it for you. I'm there for you. My needs don't matter. What I want doesn't matter. I love you. Your happiness matters to me the most. I will not rock the boat. I understand everything. If you're rude to me, you had a hard day, and I understand. If you're running late, um, well, it happens to everybody. I understand. I understand everything. I agree with everything. I will do everything. The nice, sweet girl that would always receive with pleasantry and being accommodating and sweet and never ever having any sort of real expectation from a man. So it's an up it's an upgrade from the desperate girl because she's not chaotic. She's not going to be this pendulum swing between I love you, and I hate you, and I don't want to ever see you again, but please don't leave me. She doesn't do that. She is up just a perfection, sweet, nice, always put together, always everything is going to be okay. I love you, love will conquer all, and it just stays that way. The biggest sign of a nice girl, you know that you're a nice girl, is that you have this this feeling on the inside that you need to it's you need to calm it, you need to be less this or that, you shouldn't come off as high maintenance. It's always making excuses for him, always making excuses for him. Yeah, I was a nice girl and would constantly get run over. That was the story of my life for a very long time. I was always the girl that men couldn't find anything wrong with me. And I went through three relationships that they would say said the exact same thing. And they were, one is 1.5 years. The other one was 5 years. And then the other one was 4 and a little bit of years. They all said, so you could get into a relationship with someone and stay with them for years. And they would all say the same thing. You are so nice, there's nothing wrong, it's not you. Then they think it's me. They have you ever heard that? Like, because they, in their mind, it's like it makes no sense, because it really, she does really make my life a lot easier. Like, there is nothing that she does that it's wrong, there's nothing that she does that it's bad, but I just don't feel it for her anymore. There is something that is missing. Maybe I need to go and work on myself. Maybe I'm just not ready for marriage. Maybe it is me. So, because they can't find anything wrong with you, but they still, when it comes to wanting to marry you, no, that doesn't happen. Have you ever been in that situation that you are a nice girl, that, but he just says, I just don't feel it for you anymore. I just can't give you what you want, what you're looking for? Sure, absolutely. I can make a video on how to break up with a guy gently. So that's the nice girl. What she usually gets is the nice stuff. So she may get a present for her birthday, Valentine dinner. There is like, for as long as they are together, he's gonna be doing things for her. And I got stuff too, but you don't get the random flowers for no reason. You don't get the mind-blowing surprise birthday party. You don't get the I love you so much. I can't imagine my life without you. It's that you everything that you get in during that time together is nice enough, but it's just nice. It's just nice. It's not that love, that passion. Yes, you don't have the mind-blowing love. That's exactly right, Sharifa. It's just, for as long as it lasts, it feels good. It feels comfortable. At least for him, he feels very, very comfortable. But if you get honest with yourself, and that used to happen to me, he's getting everything that he wants. And I'm not. I really am not. Like, when it comes to, I want a committed relationship. I want that, for a man to show me, truly show me that he loves me, that he chooses me, that I'm the one for him. It was always missing. And it would always come down to the fact that they just not ready. They just can't give me what I'm looking for. And what it would do to me would that it would leave me feel devastated. The story that I would tell myself was that no matter what I do, it doesn't matter how hard I try. It doesn't matter how much their life is easier for me, how convenient I am, how I'm never going to make your life any harder than it is, that I understand everything. I understand everything. And yet I was still not good enough for you. So this is the narrative of the nice girl. She thinks by being nice, excuse me one second. She thinks that it's on her to make a man fall in love with her. And if she's finally good enough, if she fulfills all the duties of that what he's looking for, so she's always on the lookout. What does he want? What is he looking for? What else can I do? What how else can I be? So she's, by being this always vigilant, hyper vigilant, always accommodating, you don't even have to tell me what you want. I have it prepared for you. And she has this mindset over and over that this is how I'm going to get love, how I'm going to be chosen. That by doing that, and she still ends up with something is missing, you're nice, but I can't give you what you want. Then she even goes further down, thinking that it doesn't matter how hard I try. It doesn't matter how much I carry the relationship on my back. I'm still not good enough. Again, any Love is Blind fans here? I was watching AD and Clay's story when all the red flags were being screamed in her face, all of that, all of that. And God knows how many times on camera, at least, he said that how much he might cheat because his father cheated and all the men he knows that cheated. Kept ignoring it. And she kept even saying, these are her words, I carried the relationship on my back. I carried the relationship on my back. At the altar, he says, no. And what are the first words that come out of her mouth? I'm never good enough. Why am I never good enough? This is how the mind of a nice girl works. I do read the comments, but I am not. You can ask me your questions and I will make videos on that. But if I keep changing subjects, then we will lose the flow of it. That's the mindset of a woman, that she thinks that it all comes down to her. And if a man is telling her, I don't want a relationship, I think I'm gonna cheat, and you think that you can fix that man. She also described herself as a fixer. So in her interviews, before even going through all of that, I'm the fixer. So the nice girl is the fixer. I can fix you. I can help you. Don't worry. My love will heal you. That was my work. I thought that if I love you, especially with the boys, with the guys that were hurt before, that my love will heal you, my love will fix you. You will see how good my life is with you. But if you, after all of that love, are not healed, it means something is wrong with me. It means I wasn't good enough. So the nice girl, she also got like comments, and you get those compliments and flowers here and there, like I said, but you're not going to feel like you're chosen. You're not going to feel like he has hit the jackpot with you. So that needs to shift as well. For as long as I was a nice girl, the accommodating sweet girl, always hyper vigilant, exhausted. That's so true. I was so exhausted. I never got the mind-blowing love. I always got the guys that were nice, they were good, but then they were not going to give me that relationship, the commitment, that beautiful things that I was looking for. So that's category number 3. I know a lot of women that are attracted to me are find themselves in this category because we attract who we are. And you get to change that because I did. So, my love, Moon, instead of talking right now about the things you don't want and you don't want to happen, actually listen to these and start to do some reflections. Start to do the things. Where am I? Where can I change here? Where can I shift here? What is it that I need to work on? Forget about him in order to have the relationship what I want. So in the desperate girl category, of course, we have to work on our emotional intelligence. Of course, we need to gain self-love and self-worth and work on, and the anxiety in all these categories are high, anxious attachment styles. Learning how to regulate my nervous system so I'm not doing this pendulum swing. With when it comes to the good time girl, working on boundaries. I need to work on my boundaries. I need to know what's okay and what's not okay, and say no to last minute dates, say no to last minute booty calls, not have sex if having sex is going to before having a committed relationship. And in the nice girl category, again, it comes to the deeper level of self-love and self-worth of my needs. For as long as I put my needs at the bottom and yours on top, that's the dynamic that we're going to play in. If a man is going to reflect back to me the way that I treat myself, if a man, and this is what's going to set you free, if a man, and they do, will always reflect back to you how you treat yourself, does it not make sense that we are going to be attracting men who will happily get all the things that you're offering to them and in return won't give you what you're looking for? They're not even interested to really know what you're looking for. It's just how the world works. You can't be expecting to put yourself down, to put your needs down, to never advocate for yourself, to never speak up, to always say yes, and think that you're going to attract the man who will be like, no, you're the queen of my heart. You matter to me, because we think like that. We women, we're like, well, if you're going to give me everything, what I'm looking for, I want to make sure that you are getting what you're looking for. A lot of us do that. We quickly want to return the favor, but men don't like that. Men don't work like that. So take a look at the mirror. What you're attracting is how you're treating you. What the kind of attention that you're going to get is to the level of attention that you give to yourself and to your needs. The level of love that you're going to receive is not the level of love that you give, but it's a level of love that you give to yourself. To yourself. And loving yourself is not just, I love my hair and I work out every day. Those are great. Good. Keep doing that. But loving yourself is saying no when you want to say no. Loving yourself is talking about your needs, what you want, what you desire, and not being available when there is a sense of incompatibility. If there is any sort of red flags, that's self-love. Self-love isn't that I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to get love from you. Even if you talk about cheating, even if you say really mean things to me, that's not self-love. It's trying to get love, trying to get love out of you for me in whatever shape or form that I can, but it's not actually loving yourself. So the nice girls, really, what they need to do is to get to know your own needs, get to know your own desires. What do you want? Advocate for them. Don't do tit for tat. Don't think that you're going to make somebody love you by being nice to them, by doing the things that you think that they might like for them to choose you. A guy is never going to choose you. A high value man who's looking for a wife is not going to choose you for what you can do for them. They're going to choose you for who you are, not what you can do for them. They had their mommies for that. They can hire people for that. It's you, within you. Who are you? Do they, and if I'm completely honest with you, when I would look back at those relationships, I'm like, they didn't even know who I was. I never really showed them who I am. I didn't show them who I am. I always would say and do what I thought they would like me to say and do, because I needed to be who you think you want me to be, so that I you would like me. I would pretend so much about liking the movies that I really didn't like. I don't like war movies. And God knows, during one of my friend relationships, how many war movies I went to watch. This is a silly example, but it's true. And he didn't even know that I don't like them, because I've been like, "Hey, let's go." But why would anyone do that? Why would anyone do that? Well, it's because I will do whatever you want me to do. And I'm not saying don't go watch a movie with a guy that you don't, that typically you don't like. It's not about just you, but it has to be you and him. And that person, for God's sake, needs to know what you actually like, what you actually would make you happy. Another one was that, that person really loved um camping. And I hate camping. I love nature. I love going to a cottage, but that's what I like to be like, sleep in a bed, clean bed, no bugs and all of that, and have a bathroom. That's what I liked. Right or wrong, that's what I liked. But what I would be miserable, and I would go and I would suffer. And that person would never know. I would pretend. There was a lot of pretending, because I will pretend to like things. I will pretend that I can do whatever you want me to do as long as you like me. So there is a huge lack of sense of self, a huge lack of not being okay if you don't love me, and it's always reflected back. Yeah? Okay. It's not a curse. It's inner work. It is always inner work. It starts with you. We have to realize that the only person that can ever give us what we truly wanted starts with us. You loving you, you caring for you, you walking away when things are not healthy. You not putting, but I love you, but I care for you first. But are we compatible? Do we meet each other's needs? Can we meet each other's needs? Can we actually, when we are having a conflict? One of the things that there was a lady that left a message on a comment on one of my videos is like, he's just perfect. He's perfect, and we're gonna. I just have to figure out a way that for him to fall in love with me. I said, yeah, he's perfect. Okay, tell me, how is he with money? How does he resolve issues? How does he handle stress? How does he support you when you're going through a stressful time? How does he show up when he is stressed? When there is a conflict, when there is an issue, how does he go about repairing it? It's like, I don't know, but he's just perfect. He doesn't drink alcohol. I'm like, that makes him perfect. It's a quality that you like about a guy. But if you want a lifetime with a person, you better be able to answer my questions when it comes to how does he actually, when there is conflict, how does he resolve it? So then you're in a toxic relationship, my love. If he gets mad when you discuss things with him, like he doesn't like when I'm right, then you're in a wrong relationship. He doesn't make you feel like you're crazy. You make yourself feel like you're crazy because you stay with a man who, whenever you discuss things with him, he gets mad at you. That's not him. That's on you. That has nothing to do with him. If I were like, this fire, this flame, every time I touch it, it burns. What do I do? What do I do? Can you, somebody, change the structure of a flame so that when I touch it, it doesn't burn? Does that even make sense? Don't touch the flame. Don't touch the fire. If you're with somebody that the minute you say things, they make you wrong, that they can have a conversation with you, Okay, let's say I blame myself. Oh, I'm blaming myself. I'm touching the fire. I'm touching the fire. I'm so stupid. I'm touching the fire. Does that solve anything? That flame will still hurt. It will still burn your hand. Stop blaming yourself. Stop asking things about him. Decide that you're going to stop touching the flame and walk away. It's as simple as that. Might not be easy, but it's as simple as that. And that's what needs to happen. Yeah, it's you, my love. And the minute you actually see that when we stop putting the blame on the person and take personal responsibility, that okay, maybe the first time I had no idea that when I bring things up with a guy that he would react a certain way. What did I do after that? Did I sweep it under the rug? Or did I say that, hey, I am somebody that needs to be able to be able to feel safe when I bring up a hard conversation or something that you might not like. And in order for me to be able to continue this relationship or pursue it at all, is that to see that if you're willing to do that, or if you're capable of doing that time it didn't feel like it. I felt attacked. I felt really bad. And that's not the type of relationship that I want to be a part of. Is that something that you can do? Seeing whether or not if he's even willing. Yeah, don't answer the calls. If he calls you, that's it's all the things that you're saying. It's on you. If somebody keeps calling me and I don't want to talk to them and I've said that I don't want to talk to them, then I'll block their number. Thank God that there are options now in this world. It all comes down to you and to the level of self-love you have for yourself. You can come and look for spells. God knows there's so many of them on TikTok, or how do I change him? How do I make him? Or you can do what actually works and stop touching the flame. Stop touching the thing that is hurting instead of making it harder for yourself than it is. So I'm going to move to the fourth category, which is the category of the dream girl. This girl, she is the kind of girl that she does love herself, that she does take good care of herself, that she does have boundaries, that she is also has a really natural way of being hard to get. She's a hard to get girl. She doesn't get impressed really quickly. She doesn't find herself fantasizing about a guy that she just met. She's not, she has boundaries for sure. When something doesn't work for her, she says no. When she is uncomfortable with something, she will say so. So she has a really good sense of self. And because she's hard to get, she makes a man who's available for that to work hard for her, to work for hard for her attention, to work hard for her to say yes to whatever it is that he wants, whether he wants her to be his girlfriend, whether he wants to sleep with her, whatever it is that he wants, she naturally makes it hard for him to have access to her. So because of that, he makes the extra effort. So although he does nice things for her on a birthday and a Valentine's Day and an anniversary, but she also gets the I love yous, the no reason flowers just because flowers. He does things for her. And the dream girl is, after she gets to a certain point in a relationship with a guy, then she kind of gets to a mundane of a relationship. So throughout the dating phase, she can hold it. She can hold her power in a sense that he will chase her, he will do things for her, he will, he might get frustrated with her, but he will continue to try to pursue her and make her get what he wants from her. And for that time being, she's really good at holding that dream girl. Now, notice that I'm calling her a girl. I'm not calling her a woman yet. And to distinguish between the girl and a woman is that girls, they still have this sense of growing up to do, that they still need to emotionally mature more, to have more of a sense of themselves. So when you're in a dream girl phase, and I was also in that phase as well, I got really good at in the dating phase to make men work hard for me, to make men fall for me in such a way that they would do things, that they would take me on nice dates, to get me flowers for no reason, to pick me up, to plan really special nice dates. That was good. I've gotten to that point. I'm not being this girl that I want to just give to you. I just want to make things easy for you, but now work hard for me. But what I couldn't hold was to not waver when he did get me. So when I would get to a certain point with a guy that he would be my boyfriend, for example, and or we've just, we've gotten to the things that we want, he wanted. Now I would kind of lose and be like, I now, what do I do now? How do I keep this chase going? She's definitely not entitled. Don't get me wrong. The dream girl, and watch out for that, because this is the part of us that now that if he's giving to me, now that he's I have boundaries and I'm not chasing you, that makes me be entitled. No, it means that I am a woman. I'm a girl that I'm not just going to roll over for you the minute that you give me any attention, that I'm not just going to give it all up because you like me. It's a sense of prove it to me. Prove that you are who you say you are to me. Prove that you actually know how to treat me, how to give me the things that you say you would. So she's in that mentality of I'm worth it. She is worth it. Anyone can relate to that? You may be in that part of your journey. You get to a guy who likes you, who does things for you, who does all the little things, big things for you, and then after a while, it fizzles out. After a while, it gets mundane. It gets to now that spark, that those feelings of being so hot and bothered by you is no longer the case anymore. What do we do when we've been single for a while, don't want a relationship, but we're craving attention? Well, I would say work on that. If you crave attention, if you don't want a relationship, but you just want attention, it's because you don't think you are within yourself. You don't feel good enough. It's that if you give me attention, I crave that attention, then I would feel good. That's not healthy. So in that dream girl state, when you are being treated really, really nicely, and there's romance, and there is chasing and pursuing, and you're receiving, and you're having fun, and then it plateaus, that's where I also went. And that, if I'm completely honest with you, that happened with my husband. So when we were dating, at the beginning of it, he was chasing me. So by the time I got to the dream girl, my God, I had come a long way. I had come a long way from the desperate girl to the good time girl to the nice girl. That was the longest period for me, to now being a dream girl. I was no longer a girl that would just, as soon as somebody would give me attention, I would fall for them. As soon as they met the bare minimum, I would accept them. I would not be competing to to try to show him that I can do more for him. So that was one of the things that I used to do in my nice girl era as well. I used to be saying that how much did he buy me a present? How much was the value of it? I make sure that on his next birthday, I buy something for him, which is maybe even a little bit more. So I was in a competition. How can I show you that I love you even more? Yeah, it's just gross. But now in my nice girl era, in my dream girl era, when it started with my husband, I when I started to meet when I met my husband, now I was in my dream girl era. In my dream girl era, I was circular dating. I was dating more than one man at a time. I wasn't going to just for the first guy that took me on a date to say, okay, I'm closing off all my options. He's the center of my attention. I'm going to give everything to him and only him. No, I became hard to get. I became that if he's not going to ask me out, well, he's going to miss out because another guy will. I'm not just going to be exclusive with a guy that I just met. Why would I? I've just met you. So it was initiated my dream girl era. So, but what starts to happen when the dream girl gets to a certain point, it's very easy, Cheryl, to then the old stuff to come up. The nice girl. So in my dream girl, when I got to a certain point, when we were together for a year and a half, all my old being convenient, making sure that I don't rock the boat, making sure that he doesn't think this or that, because now I wanted to be a fiance. I wanted him to marry me. So I started going back into what can I do in order for him to want me to be his wife. So what I started to do, and this is what I tell my clients to avoid at all cost, is to started playing wife when I was just a girl that he was seeing. I started to make sure that whenever he came over, my house was a sparkling clean and his favorite food was made. And if it was a stress, give it all to me. I'll make it all better. All the wife benefits without actually putting a ring on it, without claiming me. All that started to show. So that's what happens with the dream girl who loses it instead of going up to the next level, which I like to call the queen. The category of queen that she maintains that same level of self-love for herself from day one until the very end. Queen, just let that sink in. The queen energy. You never see a queen who puts herself down. You don't see a queen that runs to people and says, what can I do for you? She has this big sense of self. She knows herself. She knows what she wants. She knows what she likes. She knows her worth and value. And she's not doing it as a game, because the dream girls, although initially the fact that they don't get attached quickly is an awesome thing. It is great. It is healthy. But they do have the sense of that once I'm caught, once he caught me, once he chased me and the chase is over, now what do I do? Now I don't know what to do. She's still in that girly, okay, now I have to figure out a way to keep you interested, to keep you. Now I love you. So because I love you, I will have to keep you and do things to keep you. And they're still going about it from the doing phase as opposed to being. What sunk in for me in this era of learning to embody my queen was that in order to attract to be a queen in a relationship, what I need to attract, who I need to attract is a king of a man, not a boy that is only, kind of likes to prove himself to me, in a way that, okay, now that I've proved myself to you, now it's okay. But a king of a man has a different energy. A king of a man will always respect his queen, but he also doesn't stand for disrespect. He also doesn't stand for a woman that is playing games. What he needs is a steady woman, a woman that is filled with self love, with confidence, with knowing her worthiness. And she also sees the greatness in him and looks at him as a king who doesn't need to be convinced to be with her. He doesn't need to be babied because he's a king. He doesn't need to be taken care of like a little child. And he definitely doesn't need that salesman kind of an energy when you're trying to sell yourself that I am worthy, that I am good enough. That runs a little bit in all the other archetypes. Some of them is a lot, some of them is less. But in a queen just knows she's a queen. She doesn't say, well, you know what, I'm queenly, I'm actually really queen. So it's really important for you to treat me like a queen. uh, Let me just fix this. I really don't like it when. There we go. um, it's not a lot about trying to prove it at all. It's all about being it, being a queen, being a woman that she knows her self worth. She has this core strength on the inside. She takes full responsibility for her emotions. She tends to them. And she looks at the man that she's with as a capable man, as a king of a man that doesn't need fixing, doesn't need changing, doesn't need to be convinced, doesn't need anything other than just being in a harmonious relationship with, and being in the dance of the feminine and the masculine. And that was another important part, the aspect of learning about feminine energy and masculine energy, and really bringing that forward with that archetype of queen. It really started to make a lot of sense in my relationship with my, at the time he was just a boyfriend to me. It I knew that underneath everything that what I was in our relationship, I was still trying to figure out what will it take for him to propose to me. What will it take for him to say that I am the one for him? Him thinking I am the one for him. And it wasn't until I realized, instead of wanting him to think I'm the one, I have to start knowing that I am the one. I am the one. And I don't need to scream it in your face to say, I'm the one. Did you know I'm the one? Did you know that if you choose me, I am going to be the greatest partner for you through thick and thin, health and sickness, everything I will make your life so much better. Did you know I'm the one that you should choose? Look at this, look at this, look at what I can do. Look at how beautiful I am. So that underneath, still trying to prove to him that I'm the one, is the switch that will flip between a dream girl to the queen. When you continue to value yourself, to show the same level of joy and excitement for the things that he used to do, because those are the things that start to happen. We start taking things for granted. We start thinking that if he is well, he always kisses me goodbye, or he always texts me good morning, and not showing the level of appreciation, excitement, that joy, and the respect part that is so important to a man. A king of a man needs respect, and that kind of dwindles down. We kind of like cut them when they're speaking, interrupt them. We say things about them to our friends, put them down, and we joke in an inappropriate way that he might not like, and say things to his mom about what shirt he's wearing, and oh my god, he's always does this, and that embarrasses me so much. That's not treating a man like a king. No queen would ever treat a man like that, would he? Would she? So by being a woman, and that's also, I want you to remember this, a lot of women give their power away because they are a reaction to who that guy is being. So if you are somebody that doesn't embarrass me, then I will not say things to your mom. Thank you. um I won't say things to your mom. But if you are a woman that you're like, I just, that feels really degrading to be speaking poorly of a man in front of his mother or in front of my friends. That's not something how I want to treat my man. Then you are a respectful woman regardless. And when you raise your standards for yourself, how you behave, how you act, how you treat men within yourself, you don't have to, you can start right now as a fully single and be a queen right now, and working on your emotional intelligence, working to be the type of woman that the standards for yourself is high, and therefore the standards for men are high. It's not one or the other. You get to both be king and queens. And that truly flipped the switch in my relationship with my boyfriend, who became quickly my fiance after that. And then we've been together since 2013 now. So we are going to be going on 11 years of being together with my husband. And our relationship over time has grown over and over and over. For those of you who are in my circle, you know that March 31st will be our wedding anniversary, that he's booked the most incredible vacation for us. And April 2nd is my birthday. So it's the things that he's planned. It truly makes me feel like the happiest girl in the world. But that came, this kind of treatment came because of my constant inner work on myself. If I didn't believe I was worth it, if I had gone back to my mothering and trying to be perfect and doing all the things to make him like me, to make him love me, to make me whatever it is that I want from him, then I promise you that I would be getting a gift card for my birthday and probably, what do you want to do for our anniversary? That kind of a treatment with the same man. Because when you are a queen and when you're with the right person, you are going to invoke his masculinity, his king energy in him, if he's available for it. I'm not saying you can change a man. I'm not saying it's your job to make a man better. You're not a fixer. But if you are with the right person, when you tap into that energy, you are going to get the queen treatment because his king has been awakened. What if you're already in a relationship and you're in a dream girl era mixed with queen? So good, you're in a good place. Keep being in your queen. Keep loving the who you have become. Appreciate, the more you love yourself, the more you are in that being of who you are, it's going to be so natural. So this is the thing. When you are not in need of attention, when you're not the pick me, choose me, love me, you're not trying to get, that's when it comes flowing to you. It's the confident women are not the ones that are trying to get attention, are they? When they enter a room, they're not like, hey, look at me, look how pretty I am. Like, it's not like screaming, pay attention to me. That's not confidence. That give me attention so I feel good. But the confident woman is that the one that she already knows that she is good. So now she's relaxed and she's happy and she's talking to other people. She doesn't even have to be the most beautiful. It's usually not the most beautiful girl in the room or the fittest or the wealthiest or the best dressed. But there's something about her energy. We've all seen that by so-called standards, not that I agree with them, as standards of beauty, there are a lot of women that they don't meet them, and they have men who worship them. They have men who treat them like a queen. Has nothing to do with that, with anything other than the way that, because they are so full of love for themselves, that love overflows. It's not, I give you love so you give me a little bit. It's that I give so much love to myself that I feel so full that when I give to you, it's coming from my overflow, not from a place of, what can I do? What can I do to get your attention? What can I do to get you to love me? So this is, my loves, the work. This is the areas that you need to take a look at and see where you are and take full responsibility for it. The day that I said to myself, it was June 15th of 2013. June 15th of 2013. I said to myself, I came to the realization, it was after a massive heartbreak, like I was in the bathroom floor crying my eyes out, that I said, I am the common denominator in all of my relationships. I am the common denominator. So if I change who I am being, then therefore I should be getting different results. My life changed. For as long as you blame the men out there, for as long as you say that when I touch this flame, it hurts, it burns, what can I do for it not to hurt? What can I do for this flame not to hurt me anymore? You are asking the wrong question. You need to stop the action that hurts you. You need to gain the wisdom to stop touching the flame, not the other way around. If you're new to my world, if whether you're watching me on YouTube or on TikTok, I have so many resources, from resources to paid resources. You can check them out in my page or on YouTube. It's all listed. If you missed TikTok the beginning and you want to watch it, make sure you go to my YouTube. Then you can get the full recording and really dive into it and take responsibility. For those of you who are fully single and from the desperate, you're starting from the desperate, it doesn't matter. You could be even in the dream girl era. Attract the One Journey is the best program that you can do initially. So I really, really recommend that. I'm also currently running Masterpiece in the Making, which I absolutely love. I think it's the most important work of my life, which is all about emotional intelligence. It's not about dating necessarily, although dating is going to be so much easier once you go through this. But it's all about, if you have you can control your urges. You have these feelings that you just, swing between the emotions, and you do things afterwards and you're like, why the hell did I do that? And you're that chaotic. It's going to change your life. It's changed my life. This is the program that I basically has made me who I am. So I highly recommend it, but there's so much more. If you want to take a look at them, you're so welcome. How do I shift the focus on myself? I don't like thinking about him multiple times a day. By really being in, what do you need? What do I need in this moment? What do I need from me? And focusing on those. How do I make myself the priority in my life? How do I fall in love with my own life more and more and more, so that the man that is not either giving me attention or is not into me or he's just living his life, it's not about you at all, he's just at work and living his life, then you would become so much more healthier. Okay, my loves, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this live, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.